Assalamualaikum, I am NURUL NASUHA. The title of my research is Using Yes Sir, Spell It Right Challenge to Improve Spelling Ability Among Year 5 Pupils. The action research was conducted in one of rural schools in Miri, Sarawak. The purpose was to improve my practice in the teaching of English word spelling and help pupils to improve their spelling skills through Yes Sir challenge. This challenge incorporated both spelling bees and reward system as well as spelling book. There were 9 research participants, with 7 having average proficiency and with 2 having low proficiency. At the end of action research, 5 out of 9 showed improvement in the spelling skills. The keywords are spelling skill, spelling bees, reward system, and spelling book. I am a beginner teacher majoring in teaching of English as a second language. I was assigned a Year 5 class with pupils of different abilities, social as well as cultural background in one of rural schools in Miri. Most of my pupils have limited vocabulary and high anxiety in using English language. They also rarely speak in the targeted language during the lesson. During my previous teaching practice as a teacher trainee, I taught Year 3 and Year 5 classes in urban schools. My pupils had wide knowledge of vocabulary and low anxiety in using English language. However, I noticed that they faced a difficulty in spelling the words correctly. The problem resulted from their own language interference, where pupils tried to apply the knowledge of spelling in first language and Malay language into the spelling of English words. Spelling is important as it is closely linked to both reading fluency and comprehension. So I tried to address the problem by using spelling book and asked the pupils to do the correction so that they were aware of the errors. However, it did not seem to work effectively. I felt disappointed as there was no improvement in their spelling ability. For my issue of concern, in my first year of teaching as a beginner teacher, I encountered the same problem, though this time my pupils were less proficient than the previous 2 schools. Most of my pupils still have problem in learning vocabulary, especially in spelling skill. They often make mistakes in spelling English words such as omitting one or more letters. For example, they write COMPETION for competition and PERMISION for permission. Some of them also change some letters into Malay language spelling, such as annual, ANNUWELL, ogre, OGER, and destroy, DISTROY. The problem emerges because there are some differences between the spelling of English and Malay language. There are many ways to spell in English language which are not found in the first language and Malay language. For example, English words which have same sound but spelled differently like sun, SUN and SON, or words that do not sound like they are spelled, such as bright, BRIGHT, and fun, FUN. It is important to note that English language is not their mother tongue or first language. Therefore, they have less contact with the targeted language in their daily life. They seldom listen, talk, read, and write in English language when they are at home. The use of English language is limited, as it is only used when they are in school. My research focus, there are 2. First one, method of improving pupils' spelling skill through spelling bees and reward system, as well as technique in improving pupils' spelling skill. There are 2 objectives. First, improve on my own teaching practice for spelling using spelling bees and reward system. Explore how Yes Sir challenge card and spelling bee book help Year 5 pupils to improve their spelling skill. My research questions. Number 1. How does the Yes Sir challenge card and spelling bee book help to improve my teaching practice for spelling? Question 2. How does the Yes Sir challenge card and spelling bee book help Year 5 pupils to improve their spelling skill? There are 3 methodology. The first one, through observation. Number 2, semi-structured interview. Number 3, document analysis. My findings. This research allowed me to come up with alternatives to teach spelling skill among Year 5 pupils by referring to methods in English language teaching. Besides, I was able to improve my skills in adopting and adapting effective teaching tools. Previously, I only used spelling book to teach spelling skill. Useful it may be, it was not enough to make pupils to be motivated and aware of the letter pattern of words. The sole use of spelling book needs constant drilling and reminder for the pupils to do correction. My findings also answer my second question, which is how does Yes Sir Challenge help Year 5 pupils to improve their spelling skill? Pupils' ability in word spelling increase. It is proven from the number of misspelling words which were reduced time by time. Besides, pupils learn the letter pattern of the word through repetition. For primary schools pupils, repetition had an important role in teaching English word spelling, and both spelling book and Yes Sir card can be used as useful tools to do that. They learned and wrote the spelling of words in interesting situations by using the card and book repeatedly, and gradually they would be able to remember the spelling of the words given. For the discussion, the result of this study suggests that Yes Sir Challenge improved my personal teaching practice and learning of vocabulary, especially spelling among Year 5 pupils. I managed to come up with other alternatives to teach spelling skill through this action research. Writing skill is integrated too in this research as pupils spell the words in spelling bee book several times. Repetition is a traditional way, but it clearly has a role in reading and spelling. Part of building that the system of word knowledge is getting some words into kids' head, but word analysis and repetition within natural language should be the major work horses in that endeavor by Shanahan in 2016. Throughout the research, I learned to be aware of 21st century teaching competencies. As a beginner teacher in 21st century, there is a need to facilitate learning for pupils. Teachers should be able to show they know the ways in which learning takes place and the appropriate levels of intellectual, physical, social, and emotional development of the students. By identifying development of these individual students and planning instruction accordingly, as well as assessing the resources needed to address the strengths and weaknesses of students. And these are the references for my research. That's all from me. Thank you.